How's it going, guys? So I'm here with my Smackdown review, and before we get started on what was a pretty horrendous show, and I'm not even joking, I gotta talk about my subscriber count here. Once again, guys, we are at 7,000 subscribers. This thing for the past few months, I don't know, my channel, the way how YouTube has it, whatever the case may be, I'm losing subs, I'm gaining subs, I talked about a few months ago. I understand that I didn't do wrestling content, which is like my most popular content here on this channel. And I realized that I actually gained some subscribers and then I lost. And, I was like, okay, so now I'm doing the content that most people want to see. And now that I'm getting that, okay, so things are steady, but then they like drop below 7,000, then they started going up, and then they go down. This is totally unnatural. Like, this is like almost impossible. There's no way that I could be losing subs and then gaining a bunch and then losing them. There's no way it could be that amount of give and take. You never see that with like any channel. Maybe one or two. Maybe there might be a account, like a fake account. Sometimes they shut those down. And sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes certain channels, you get unsubscribed to. So I'm just asking you. I don't mean to harp on this. I know I've mentioned it before, but I didn't really say it in the last video in the intro. I said it more towards the end of the video. Just check to see if you're still subscribed. See, like I said, another good practice is check out the channel. If you notice that you're not getting videos from me, I usually, as you know, upload once a week. Even when I wasn't doing wrestling videos, I still made sure I at least gave something once a week, once every week and a half. If you have not seen a video from me in like 2-3 weeks or a month, something is up. Go check the channel. Be safe. I don't know why more people don't say that and do that practice here. They say like, oh, I've never seen one of your videos. Well, that's the thing. If you really like the channel that much, you should check out the channel page itself. That's why it's there, so you can see the entire library. If you're that interested, that's what I would suggest doing if you have not seen a lot of my content as of late. Because I think that's probably what's going on, and maybe that's why people might be clicking unsubscribe. But in order to do that, I think you actually have to click on the channel, right, or on one of the videos. I don't know. I could probably drive myself nuts trying to figure this out, as millions of others do here on YouTube. So we start off with a Reigns promo, and of course, I don't know what's going on in the Thunderdome. We're in a different Thunderdome now, and the same audio problems are happening. And it's mostly during Reigns' promos. And it seems like, when the guy gets the highs in there, when he yells during the promo, when he really, enunciates and makes it, a very voluminous type of promo, there's no problem. You could hear it just fine. But when you've got a promo like Reigns, where he's being more meticulous and low in tone, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if that is the case, you really have to make sure that the audio is spot on, because this is nonsense already. Reigns said something during this promo that was completely inaudible. And you know why it was completely inaudible? Because they piped in those damn cheers when he was talking in that low fucking voice. And I'm like, holy shit. First of all, they shouldn't even have those piped in cheers. They're cheesy as hell. It sounds terrible. A lot of times it doesn't even fit with what you're seeing. I know they're trying to give us atmosphere. I know they're trying to make it, feel more authentic, but it just ends up feeling very contrived, very artificial. And I think a lot of people agree. I don't think that there's really many people. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you like? Would you rather have no cheers that are piped in, or would you rather actually have them? But the thing is, if you're going to have them, do not have some loud fucking cheers piped in the minute Roman Reigns says the lowest possible thing of his whole entire promo. It's not like we were missing anything amazing, fantastic. It's not like we were, missing something Shakespearean that, oh my God, I can't believe I missed it. No, it wasn't anything like that at all, but I'm saying it looks stupid. You're having this guy cut this serious promo, and then you go, like out of nowhere. I mean, holy cannoli, holy cow. That was just awful to have that just piped in just at the absolute worst moment. You'd expect better. There's no excuse for that when we've got Kevin Dunn and we have the massive production team that we do. It's bad enough that the show is not entertaining to watch. I was always able to say, well, at least the production is good. Don't make me start complaining about production. I really do not want to get into production. I mean, honestly, when this is not a problem in AEW, it certainly should not be a problem in WWE. And as you know, I don't say anything really that positive about AEW. So with that in mind, this is inexcusable for the audio to be this horrible. So Reigns cuts the promo. Kevin Owens comes out and says that you're an embarrassment. And the thing is, like, I get we're in here in a story, but like Reigns is telling Jey Uso that he's having the best time of his career. If you ask me, since he hooked up with Reigns, from a storyline perspective, it would seem like this is the worst time for him in years. He's gotten his ass kicked. He's gotten beat by almost everyone in the roster. Like he's gotten his ass beat by Kevin Owens, gotten his ass beat by Daniel Bryan. Is there anyone else that this guy hasn't gotten beat up by? So Kevin Owens says that it's an embarrassment. He said he can't keep him down. And it really is true. The fact that Reigns, the top guy where all of SmackDown is built around Roman Reigns, which is a good thing, by the way. This Roman Reigns thing is going nowhere fast. Like, going back and looking at those pay-per-views with Jey Uso, they really seemed like they were headed somewhere with the whole family storyline. Now, I don't know what they're doing, but it's certainly just like totally up in the air, and they're just like now confused what to do. Oh, we were off to a good start, and this is how it always is, guys. It's always like this. They get off to a good start, and then they don't know where to finish. They don't know where to go with it. Oh, what do we do? What do we say? What do we have Roman come out to do this week? We've already used up. We've had already 2 matches with Jey and Roman. What do we do? Well, you build on it. And you certainly don't have the follow-up to be a match against Kevin Owens. And now we're guaranteed to have another match with Owens, as we're going to get into this. But this Reigns thing, it's boring. I'm sorry, but like, people are praising this. And I'm not saying like that, Reigns, I've been a fan of Reigns for a while all the naysayers were attacking him. I stood by Reigns. I praised Reigns. I praised Reigns when he was improving. So I don't know, but people are like just kind of really overdoing it with the praise on this Reigns gimmick. There's good potential there, but like, it's also people are praising the execution, which, those pay-per-view matches were executed very well. It was probably some of the best selling and storytelling I've seen in a long time. But I'll tell you this, it's certainly not fantastic overall on where they're going with it. They're on a road to nowhere, which is a road that they have traveled a lot recently and for the past few years. I mean, they've been traveling this road nonstop. There's, and they've hit on something. It's sort of like striking gold, like an old 49er in California, striking gold or striking oil or something like that. And just when you're about to get to it, you're like, you know what? I don't want to dig anymore. I don't know where to go. What do I do next? Should I dig it up? So they just stop right there. And now it's basically like, what was different than before? Reigns and, just a random feud here with Owens. There's no reason for him to be in it. There's nothing entertaining about it. We beat up the fat guy. Now the fat guy is going to get his revenge, and we'll talk about at the end of the show how it ends. So like just in the beginning right here, everything here was just totally uninteresting, and it took up a big chunk of the beginning of the show. Nothing was said. It's basically, here's the message. Now Kevin Owens is going to go after Jey Uso, but then we see that that's not really the case and that they're still going to work their way back to having another Owens-Reigns match. Up next, we've got Big E defeating Baron Corbin by disqualification. So Corbin hadn't wrestled or really done anything significant the past few weeks. So he's back, and I don't know, Rey Mysterio is missing, Murphy is missing, Dominic is missing, Aaliyah is missing. The whole Mysterio family is just missing out of the clear blue sky. I don't know what happened to them. Apparently, he's not injured. They're keeping him off TV. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Sami Zayn is doing commentary. It looks like Big E is about to get the pin on Corbin. Zayn jumps in. Then Apollo Crews comes in. Then the Knights of what do they call again? The Knights of the Lone Wolf. Is that what they're called? The Forgotten Sons guy. They run in. And Apollo Crews just destroys all these guys. These big guys from Forgotten Sons, they get destroyed. Sami Zayn gets destroyed. Well, okay, I understand that, but like these two big guys, Apollo Crews just destroys everybody. Well, okay, so Apollo Crews, this nobody, cup of coffee as the U.S. champion, just destroying three guys. Like, oh man, he's totally superpowered. He hasn't been on TV in weeks, but for some reason, this guy's like Superman out of nowhere. I don't get it. So we have a tag match. We've got Big E teaming up with Apollo Crews to defeat Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn. And the question here is why? Why? Why are we having this tag match? I get it, like, they showed Big E that time with Apollo Crews a few weeks ago. Like, anyone even remembers that garbage? I mean, Apollo Crews, like, enough with Big E teaming him up with people. Get rid of the tag team image for 2 seconds. He's still got Kofi and Xavier Woods on his outfit. Like, can we get rid of this whole... He's a singles guy. Enough with the colorful little booties. I'm getting sick and tired of this. You want to push the guy as a single star. You want him to be taken seriously as this powerhouse. I'm not saying take away the guy's personality. No, play it up. But, like, now you're going to tag him up with Apollo Crews, which no one has any respect for at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why are we going backwards? We just gave him the IC championship just to team him up with someone else. Then we have the Riott Squad defeating Tamina and Natalya. And this, like, just makes no sense. Like, this is how it always starts. Billie Kay, right? Past 2 weeks, I praised her. She wasn't even on the show last week. Look how quickly it gets. Oh, so she's back on the show this week. So she comes out, Tamina's supposed to be your tag team partner, but Natalya comes out. Somehow she didn't know about this. And then she starts, like, cheering for the other side. She's playing both fields. I guess she wants to see who wins. She distracts Tamina, and Ruby, I think, gets, like, gets this... No, Liv Morgan actually gets the pin on Tamina. A girl who outweighs her by like 100 pounds. So not only do you have Lana pinning Nia Jax, but you've also got Liv Morgan. Like, Liv Morgan, like, I don't understand where they're going with her. Attractive girl, great looking girl and everything, but where are they? She's in the bathtub months ago. Now she's back in the Riott Squad. Where the hell is any of this going? Billie Kay is now... wants to be friends with the Riott Squad even after they mistreated her. And how is Tamina not kicking her fucking ass like serious for costing her the match? How are, like, Natalya and Tamina not just piling on her and just, beating her with an inch of her life, but no, instead of this, they're letting her celebrate. And I'm looking at this and like, I've said it time and time again, but it bears repeating. This is Jimmy Snuka's daughter. This is Jim the Anvil Neidhart's daughter. And this is how these second generation stars are treated? I mean, honestly, I mean, this is just sad in every sense. Is Tamina second generation? I think, right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the best when it comes to the generations all the time of, who's father and grandfather and everything. She's either second or third, something like that. But anyway, the thing is there's a lineage there. And Tamina looks the part. We said this, and I mean, Natalya, like I was watching on the network. She's been in this company for an extremely long time, right? 2008. She's been in this company for 12 years, and she still has yet to find her footing. Do you think she'll ever find her footing? No, I don't think she will. I think it's pretty safe to say she's probably never going to find her footing. I think that's very safe to say. And Tamina, she's been there since 2010, give or take, something like that. I don't really remember. I wasn't watching consistently back then, but like they've been there for a while. And it's so funny, like Randy Orton, they knew exactly what to do with him. Okay, I get it. It's like, a totally different league, but like, if you're so into the women, and I'm going to be talking about this, in a little bit. I've really decided that I'm going to take a look, and I've already started working on it, the top 10 Impact Wrestling YouTube videos. I already did one on the WWE. It was a very fun video to do. It's something very interesting to sit there and analyze those videos. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But you're going to see how this women's wrestling thing is a total lie and how no one really gives a shit about it. Because go and do the research yourself. I'm going to be posting the video very soon, but go ahead and do the research yourself. You want to see what kind of women's wrestling really people want to see? I'll give you a hint. It's not the one that has the most armbar takedowns. It's not the one with the most sleeper holds in it. No, not at all. Take a wild guess and think what people really want to see when it comes to the women. But anyway, besides that, I don't know if this is a complete joke. This is a total waste of time watching something like this. What was gained? I don't know. I really could not tell you exactly what they're doing here. Doesn't make a lick of sense. Put these people out here just to absolutely do nothing, just make fools of themselves and just have these worthless matches where there's no purpose behind them. And people are left scratching their heads like, what did we just watch? This is what you put these characters out here to do this week? Like, what was seriously accomplished in a segment like this? Besides total boredom and devaluing of the talent. Bayley and Carmella defeated Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I don't get it. I honestly do not see why we're having these tag matches. They're world champions. The same thing. They're going for the tag belts last week. They're back to tagging. And look, that's a great outfit for Carmella and everything. She looked really hot in it when she debuted at TLC, but she's been wearing the same outfit now for like 3 weeks already. All the other girls have all these different outfits, and if she's supposed to be this classy club-going gal, don't you think maybe she might, own like different outfits? She used to, but I don't know. She seems to really like this one. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she bought some Tide. Maybe she bought some fabric softener and she washes it before every show. No, right? It's a week between shows. They're not doing any house shows. Unless, I don't know. Maybe she throws the same outfit on. Maybe. Doesn't matter, right? You're going to just sweat more than anyway. Just wear the same outfit, right? Who cares, right? I mean, it's not like anyone can really smell you, right? Unless they have smell-o-vision in the Thunderdome. But I don't think so. I don't think they'd really, really splurge on that special effect, right? Then up next, we've got the Street Profits and probably one of the most irritating segments I've ever seen. At least within, the past year. these guys, I don't understand. It's very hard to tell if they're over or not because there's no crowd there. Everything's piped in. But no one was going for their, we got the smoke. I notice a lot of people are into these guys, like the Smarks. I don't know, maybe they like because Montez Ford is like the high flyer. He gets a lot of height on the frog splash, right? So people just instantly like him. No, and he is an impressive athlete, I suppose. But like I said, the high flying stuff, it doesn't impress me anymore. It did back in my days of my Ring of Honor like fanship, back in 05 and 06 and everything when I used to be a big fan of them. But now when everyone on the roster does it, like I said, it's not very impressive to me anymore. But this, like, it's bad enough, that they gotta do this high spot, kick out, Ring of Honor style wrestling, indie style wrestling. But these bad, horrible promos, and the thing is, like, that these guys think that they're good. That they think that they're, like, really funny. I gotta tell you, anybody that has to rely on the Titantron to play a video or show some stills has, like, no talent, because they have to have a visual aid. There's a few exceptions that I could think of from, like, time to time. I think, like, Edge once did it. There's been a few people that have been able to get away with the Titantron thing. But, like, if someone has to go, hey, look at this funny picture that I didn't make and that the production team put together, then you've really lost me. And the whole drum set, like, okay, points for creativity, but also it's, like, points for retardation as well. Because sometimes, like I said, there's creativity and then there's just doing random shit for, like, because they can't think of anything else. And you know what this was? This is a moment where it's random shit because they couldn't think of anything else. So he's, like, playing the drums and everything. And it's not even like he's doing rim shots. He's, like, playing a little bit in the back, like, for no reason. It's not even really matching up to anything he's saying. It's just total goofballdom. Look, what are these guys supposed to be? Plastic cups? Well, 1 week, the cups are not working, because no one's in the arena to cheer for it. Okay, so we can't do that anymore. No one even gets the plastic cup thing. It's not funny. There could be alcohol in it, but then they kick it 1 week and nothing even comes out of the cup. They did 100 cups flying out of that, like, tube that shot them out, which was, like, totally stupid looking. And then they have this segment here, and then you have, and there's the lamest insults, and you gotta love how, like, they gotta just work this burial of Dolph Ziggler in it, where he's like this guy who thinks he's HBK but he's not. I've talked about this time and time again, where they're actually letting the wrestlers bury other wrestlers, and Dolph Ziggler is like 10 times more talented than both of these guys put together, as is Bobby Roode. And these guys, like, also what's a weird thing is, these guys, now talking about Ziggler and Roode, their tag team name is the Dirty Dogs, and not DOGS, mind you. DAWGS, like dog, dogs. And this was on Ziggler's trunks, but now they actually have officially made t-shirts. And the announcers are not even referring to them as the Dirty Dogs for some reason. I'm happy that they're not, because that's a really stupid sounding name. And I don't even get why they're even a team. I'm just honestly saying, it's almost like we're totally forgetting about the years and years of Ziggler being pushed as a single star, having a big Raw after Mania, push and winning the Money in the Bank. But, like, that was so long ago, so it's almost like, who gives a shit, right? And Bobby Roode, like, this guy was already served up to them on a silver platter by TNA. They didn't even need to do anything with this guy but kind of go through the same formula and just add their WWE magic. Add that majesty to him. But they couldn't even do that. A company that gave us Rick Rude and so many others, you can't give us a guy based on pageantry who also can wrestle and who could also talk. Oh, wow. Like this guy was already made. But what did they do? They shoved him in NXT. They brought him to the main roster and did nothing with him. I mean, just honestly, it's a joke. So they beat these guys up, and what do we get out of it? And also, the other thing is what's funny is Montez Ford's partner. I can never remember the other guy's name. Whatever Chunky McGulligans is called. I think that's what we'll call him. I always forget his name. Like, I always look at it and then always forget. So anyway, he's like just staring at them, and they just beat up Montez Ford, beat him within an inch of his life. And I realize they just beat him up too, but he's the bigger guy. Like, he can't like run up to them and start fighting back. No, he just watches them with a cold stare, and they're both walking away really slowly. Like, I don't get it. Such again, another waste of time. More pointless tag teams, or people don't need to be in tag teams. It's just to waste time because they have no idea what to do with these guys. So I guess it's easier for them. Better put them in a tag team with no storyline than be in a singles match with, be a singles guy with no storyline either. Okay? Daniel Bryan and Otis defeated Nakamura and Cesaro. And here we go again. More tag teams. More tag teams on this show. This guy right here, Daniel Bryan, came back from a career-threatening injury. More than career-threatening, his career was over. And he came back, and they've done absolutely nothing with him. Yeah, they gave him the WWE title and then took it off of him right away in favor of Kofi Kingston, who did absolutely nothing with it. And here we're back to, square one once again, rebuilding Bryan out of nowhere, where he really hasn't done anything the entire year. I know I didn't watch a lot of it, but there was really nothing to speak of. I saw on YouTube, like, they weren't really doing anything with this guy. So it's take number 32 in the WWE career of Daniel Bryan. Again, another multi-time world champion that they have no idea what to do with. So, and Chad Gable is still training Otis, yet Gable, who's barely ever won any matches, couldn't even win the tag titles with two different tag team partners. So somehow Otis is going to find success with this guy. And Daniel Bryan is in this team for some reason too now. I get it, he's just kind of temporarily there, but Nakamura and Cesaro again, another random tag team. This is leftovers because Zayn left the group, and now these guys are left over and they don't know what to do with these guys. So just keep them in a tag team. So many pointless tag teams. I mean, you get all these tag teams with guys that shouldn't even be in tag teams. They're strong enough to be on their own. But because they don't feel like giving these guys any storylines or anything to do, they just tag them up, throw them all in as many matches as possible. And I get it. We want to get as many people on the show as possible. But at what cost? It's all garbage. It's not good. None of this is any good stuff. There's no stories being told. These are not even good matches. I mean, what's going on here? And then we've got our great main event. It's Owens just burying Jey Uso, beating him with a stunner. Somehow he's able to withstand all that punishment with Roman Reigns, but he goes down pretty quick to Owens. Then they fight in the crowd or near the video walls, which is just very weird to look at. And they kind of get up on a platform, and it looks like Owens is about to put him through a table, but Reigns comes out super late, just letting his cousin get beat down within an inch of his life, which is a theme on this show. There's a lot of people getting beat down within an inch of their life on this show. So it's consistent theme, I guess. They didn't get enough of doing it to Owens 2 weeks ago, so here we are once again doing that again. Endless beatdowns. Reigns comes out, throws Owens off the stage, puts him through a table, and so we're back again to Reigns and Owens to set them up probably for another match at the Royal Rumble. How exciting, right? Not exciting at all. This show was complete garbage. It was a bunch of tag team matches. Even the singles match that they had on here turned into a tag team match. You know, except for the last match, right? That was the only match that didn't become a tag team match. Everything else was a tag team match. And like I said, the one that didn't start off as one eventually evolved into one. This show, guys, I don't know. Like, really, am I expected to watch this? I did a poll and most people said, watch SmackDown. And I don't really know, like, Raw was pretty bad, but SmackDown is pretty bad too. I don't know how so many people are so much more decisive that SmackDown is better than Raw. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're both just fucking horrible. They're both terrible. And the simple fact of the matter is, yeah, both shows should be good, but Fox is the one that's paying them more money, so that show should be especially good. Shouldn't just be okay. It's not even okay. It's not even decent. It's bad. It's really bad. It's really fucking terrible. Very unbearable to watch. So, I don't know. I'm definitely going to do the Raw Legends show, and that is it for Raw. After that Legends show, gotta watch the Legends, right? I'm sure it's going to be bad, but gotta see the Legends, right? So I'll watch that. That will be my last Raw review for a while. That I can promise you. I don't think I'm going back on my word on that one. Unless, something great happens on Raw, I'll talk about it here on this channel. I will try to stay consistent with the SmackDown. The pay-per-view, someone did have a suggestion saying that maybe I should just stick with the pay-per-view reviews. And that's a decent idea, I guess, because I could kind of just, recap a little bit, just by seeing some random stuff on YouTube. That way I don't have to watch everything. So I guess that's a good idea. So I could probably promise you that. I mean, it is a pretty good idea because I am definitely going to review the Royal Rumble. There's Elimination Chamber is probably going to be there as well. Are we really going to do the Elimination Chamber in the Thunderdome? I guess we are. I don't know. This just seems kind of weird. But anyway, WrestleMania, of course, WrestleMania is going to be in 2 parts again, I would assume, most likely. Anyway, so those pay-per-view reviews are definitely going to come. So we'll see what happens once again. It's a work in progress. This is not a very fun show to watch. It's not very entertaining. There's some good conversation to be had about it, but yeah, I gotta tell you, it's neither show is good. I just don't see why people think that SmackDown is so much better. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all the notifications when I post all my new videos. And I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support. And thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time.